What would you do if you woke up as the most useless noble in a fantasy world? You're listening to Novel Readerer. Today, the greatest estate developer. Chapter 1, Part 2. Her eyes, filled with worry and disappointment, pierced me. Her expression was one of deep concern. Was she troubled by her son, who drank himself into oblivion every day while the family was falling apart? It was hard to say. Try not to overdo it. It's not good for your health. With a small sigh, she walked past me. I breathed a secret sigh of relief. She didn't notice. Should I consider that a stroke of luck? Lloyd Frontera, the man who drank his days away as soon as he opened his eyes. Even his own mother seemed to harbor such prejudiced concerns about him. It's a little bitter, but it reminded me of my freshman year of college, back when my family was still well off, when I was still a clueless freshman. I remembered drinking at every opportunity, orientation, membership training, you name it. Every time I got home hungover, my mom would quietly make me a bowl of dried pollock soup. But those days are long gone, a time I can never return to. Titsk. I bit my lip and hastened my steps out of the mansion. Maybe that's why. As soon as we stepped outside, the estate's residents hurriedly moved out of my way. They lowered their heads, avoiding eye contact. One woman clasped her hands together and trembled. A farmer turned pale as a sheet upon seeing me. In that moment, I realized my current situation. Right, Lloyd was that kind of guy. The novel's description came to mind. The Wastrel of Frontera Barony. That was Lloyd Frontera. Whenever he got drunk, he'd break things or throw them around. He regularly verbally abused and assaulted his servants. In short, he was an irredeemable scumbag, with that behavior basically hardwired into him. No wonder everyone seems to hate me. I must be totally despised. A bitter smile crept onto my face. Hey, I threw a question Javier's way, half in complaint. Why is everyone acting like that? It's not normal to treat the Lord's son this way. That's common sense. The son of a lord is one of the highest-ranking individuals in the region. Unless he's an utterly terrible person, people usually try to at least pretend to respect him. They make an effort. Just like how a restaurant owner treats the landlord's son extra well, or how a veteran manager sucks up to the CEO's son at work. Shouldn't the son of the local lord be treated the same way by the estate's residents? In general, that would be the case. In general? What do you mean, in general? Indeed. Then what's going on now? Javier answered coldly. It's a state of emergency. An emergency? Yes. Generally speaking, an emergency in an estate refers to the appearance of something that threatens the lives, peace, and safety of its residents. And I'm that threat? That's correct. Well, you don't hold back. What does not holding back mean? It means you're hitting me where it hurts, with the facts. Javier stared at me. It was the kind of look that said, "What on earth are you talking about?" Even that look was cool and elegant, like a painting. Right, this is exactly who Javier is. A noble and honorable knight. A man who doesn't compromise with injustice. The quintessential hero. The very embodiment of what it means to be a knight. In the novel, Javier eventually becomes famous across the entire continent of Laurasia. Even in his obscure beginnings, his character wouldn't have been any different. Frankly, it's a bit uncomfortable to be accused like this. I swear I've never physically struck Lord Lloyd. You have, though. No, I haven't. Not even a verbal smackdown? I don't know what you mean. Are you sure I haven't done something to make you dislike me? Absolutely. Never. The expression on his face said otherwise. I could tell. This guy definitely dislikes me. Javier was a knight who valued honor above all else. Of course, he would despise someone like Lloyd, a wastrel of the highest order. But despite that, he had stayed by Lloyd's side until the very end. He had kept his loyalty to the Baron until death. What a guy. Javier was destined to become one of the greatest swordmasters in Laurasia's history. An unparalleled grandmaster. That future hero was now my loyal bodyguard. Feeling a strange sense of amusement, I continued walking. Eventually, we stopped in front of a shabby building. Where is this? It's a tavern. A tavern? Yes, you spend more time here than in the mansion. This is my regular spot? Indeed, unless you've secretly been frequenting other taverns. Good grief! I clicked my tongue in disbelief. I had only been walking aimlessly, just for the sake of a stroll. But my feet had brought me straight to my regular tavern. Just how often had I come here, that even though my soul had changed, my body still led me here on its own? Is this some kind of homing instinct, like a dog returning home or a spawning salmon? Or maybe General Kim Yushin's horse? I inwardly scolded Lloyd, the former owner of this body. Then I turned away. No matter how you slice it, day drinking just isn't right. Lloyd might have enjoyed it, but I wasn't the same. I already had enough to think about. Drinking wasn't on my agenda. Are you leaving without going inside? Of course. I answered Javier's question without hesitation. But his response was unexpected. In that case, I'm disappointed. What? Exactly as I said. Disappointed in you, Lord Lloyd. Wait, were you expecting me to go in and down some drinks? No. Then what? I thought you came here to apologize and offer compensation for the damages you caused last night. So you're disappointed because I'm just leaving? That's correct. Responsibility is the duty of a noble. This guy doesn't just hit you with facts. He throws them at 160 kilometers per hour. Javier had a peculiar talent for delivering his candid advice with bone-crushing force. This tavern is the owner's life's work. Though it may be shabby, it's still a place filled with precious memories. Yet last night, you caused a commotion and destroyed his furnishings. And as you're aware, the owner takes care of his elderly mother all by himself. His mother? Yes, recently her health has been deteriorating. The tavern owner's worries have been mounting. So I picked on a poor guy like that? Yes. I didn't even do it. But Javier's brutal honesty kept coming. In fact, the owner confided in me last night. He said that with his mother already suffering in the late winter cold, and now having to deal with your antics, he feels like he wants to die. As the future lord of this estate, you must not turn a blind eye to this. Hold on. That's enough. I interrupted Javier. Was it because I couldn't bear to hear any more? No. It was because his words sparked a question in my mind. The tavern owner's mother is suffering from the late winter cold. Yes, that's correct. Then why don't they just heat the floor with wood? What? Wait. Are people here not familiar with Ondal heating? They didn't know. I could tell by the look in his eyes. Realizing this, a thought struck me. Now that I think about it, there wasn't any Ondal heating in my bedroom at the Baron's mansion either. As a civil engineering student, I had a habit of inspecting the structures of buildings wherever I went, so I had quickly grasped the layout of the Baron's mansion. There were no Ondal or Ondal heating systems. Instead, a fireplace occupied one corner of the bedroom. The tavern owner's house must have a similar setup. But while noble homes have fireplaces in every room, a commoner's house probably has only one, in the kitchen, heating the whole house. Of course, it's going to be cold. Fireplaces lose a lot of heat compared to Ondal heating. Of course, Ondal has its drawbacks, too. To install a Ondal system, you'd have to tear up the entire floor or build a new house. You'd also have to improve the building's insulation. And the firewood consumption would be enormous. But those problems could all be... I can overcome them. No, I can actually use them to my advantage. If it's me, I can do it. Using my knowledge of civil engineering, I saw a way to make a fortune, a plan to pay off the enormous debt. The solution was right there in front of me. I could see the big picture. This is it, not just for the tavern owner's house, but on a larger scale. A massive construction project. I have a good chance of success. I was certain of it. To turn the idea forming in my head into reality, I walked straight into the tavern.